Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. The second last episode of WWE SmackDown before this year's Survivor Series, War Games, will air from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah, tonight. Last week, the Bloodline 2.0 found its fifth member for War Games as Bronson Reed joined forces with Solo Sikoa and his men. Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Sami Zayn have yet to find their team's last member. So, without further ado, let's take a look at 4 things the original Bloodline can do on WWE SmackDown tonight. 4. Paul Heyman could bring CM Punk to help the OG Bloodline. At the end of SmackDown last week, Roman Reigns was seen calling Paul Heyman, but the Wiseman's number was out of service. After being away from WWE programming since June, the 59-year-old veteran could finally return tonight, and he may have the fifth member of Roman Reigns' team by his side. Heyman had asked for help from CM Punk on SmackDown after Clash at the Castle 2024 as he was suffering under Solo Sikoa's leadership. He may finally get that help in the form of the best in the world joining forces with the original tribal chief. It would be an interesting twist as the two men didn't see eye to eye and had heat with each other in the past. This would also be a smart way to intensify Seth Rollins and CM Punk's rivalry if the Visionary shows up tonight to help the OG Bloodline but loses his potential spot to the Second City Saint. 3. Hikuleo could join the Bloodline 2.0 on SmackDown. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa's Bloodline collided again on last week's episode of SmackDown. Sikoa and his men got the upper hand as Bronson Reed showed up to help them. Another brawl could take place between the two sides tonight, as the OG Bloodline may want payback. This time, the OTC and his teammates may stand tall if they can find a fifth member. In another scenario, the Bloodline 2.0 could further strengthen their team by bringing Hikuleo to get a 6-on-4 advantage over the OG Bloodline. He may wreak havoc and take out everyone on his own. 2. Seth Rollins may finally help the OG Bloodline. Seth Rollins has been feuding with Bronson Reed for the past few months. The Australian star's involvement in the Bloodline Civil War led many fans to think that the Visionary would help Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Sami Zayn. However, Rollins refused to help them on the latest episode of WWE Raw. His decision could change on SmackDown tonight because Solo Sikoa cost the former Universal Champion his match against Reed this past Monday. Reigns and Rollins working together at Survivor Series, the same event they debuted at as The Shield 12 years ago, would be a huge thing. 1. The Bloodline 2.0 could reveal they abducted Paul Heyman on SmackDown. As Roman Reigns could not contact Paul Heyman last week, he and other members of the original Bloodline may be focused on bringing back the Wiseman tonight. The WWE Hall of Famer was last seen on the Blue Brand in June, where he was assaulted by Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Tanga Loa following his refusal to acknowledge Sikoa as the new tribal chief. It is possible that the Bloodline 2.0 reveals tonight that they kidnapped Heyman, making things more personal with Roman Reigns and his team ahead of Survivor Series, War Games. The Bloodline saga continues to captivate WWE fans with its intricate storylines and shocking twists. With Roman Reigns on the verge of losing control of his empire, Solo Sikoa asserting dominance, and the faction teetering on collapse, fans are wondering what's next. Here are 4 blockbuster moves the OG Bloodline could make on SmackDown to keep the WWE Universe on the edge of their seats. 1. Roman Reigns aligns with a real-life rival to combat a new threat. Roman Reigns has always maintained his aura of invincibility, but recent cracks in the Bloodline's foundation have left him vulnerable. With Jey Uso defecting to Raw, Jimmy Uso showing uncertainty, and Solo Sikoa's loyalty in question, Roman needs an ally he can trust, or at least control. Enter Cody Rhodes. While Rhodes and Reigns are bitter on-screen rivals, the tribal dynamics of WWE storytelling could bring them together in an unexpected alliance. Cody's own quest to finish the story has hit roadblocks, and Roman could exploit Cody's desperation for a title opportunity. In a backstage segment, Roman might offer Cody a deal. a chance to face him for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania 41 in exchange for helping him fend off the Judgment Day or another rising faction threatening his dominance. This alliance could lead to jaw-dropping moments on SmackDown, with Cody reluctantly assisting Roman in key matches. The mutual distrust between the two would make for compelling television, leaving fans guessing whether Cody will turn on Roman mid-match or vice versa. 2. Solo Sikoa introduces a giant enforcer to reshape the bloodline. Solo Sikoa has steadily emerged as a powerhouse within the bloodline, often overshadowing Roman himself in terms of sheer brutality. On SmackDown, Solo could take matters into his own hands by introducing a new enforcer to reinforce the bloodline's dominance. Imagine Solo aligning with an imposing 7-foot behemoth, a towering figure whose presence alone sends shivers down the spine of the WWE roster. This could be the perfect opportunity to debut a star like Jordan Omagbean, Amos, under a revamped persona, or even introduce a fresh talent from NXT. Solo's partnership with a giant would symbolize his growing independence from Roman, signaling a potential power struggle within the bloodline. The duo could unleash chaos across SmackDown, targeting Roman's enemies and allies alike, forcing the tribal chief to reassert his authority. The introduction of a giant would also create fresh matchups, pitting this new enforcer against the likes of LA Knight, Sheamus, or even Brock Lesnar in a future showdown. 3. The bloodline implodes. Solo Sikoa challenges Roman Reigns for tribal supremacy. The seeds of rebellion have been planted, and it's only a matter of time before Solo Sikoa openly defies Roman Reigns. On SmackDown, Solo could deliver a chilling promo declaring his dissatisfaction with Roman's leadership. Citing Roman's obsession with power and inability to keep the family together, Solo might assert that the time has come for a new tribal chief to rise. This confrontation could culminate in an explosive brawl, with Solo hitting Roman with the Samoan Spike, a move that has been teased multiple times but never executed. The WWE Universe would erupt as the once loyal enforcer turns against his leader, setting the stage for a high-stakes match at a premium live event. The fallout from this betrayal would ripple across SmackDown, forcing Paul Heyman to choose between Roman and Solo. Heyman's decision could add another layer of drama to the storyline, especially if he sides with Solo, claiming Roman has lost his way. 4. Roman Reigns brings back an old rival, The Rock. The Rock's potential involvement in the Bloodline saga has been a topic of speculation for years. With Roman's reign facing unprecedented challenges, now might be the perfect time to bring the Great One back into the fold. On SmackDown, Roman could deliver a desperate plea, summoning The Rock to restore order within the family. However, The Rock wouldn't return as an ally. Instead, he could confront Roman about his misuse of the family's legacy, accusing him of dishonoring the Anoa'i dynasty. This verbal sparring would lead to an epic WrestleMania showdown, with The Rock aiming to dethrone Roman and reclaim the mantle of tribal chief. In the interim, The Rock's presence on SmackDown would draw massive ratings and elevate the storyline to unprecedented heights. His interactions with Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and even Sami Zayn, should he re-enter the fray, would create countless memorable moments. How these scenarios could play out. These 4 scenarios are not mutually exclusive. WWE could intertwine elements from each to craft an intricate narrative. Imagine a SmackDown episode where Roman Reigns forms a reluctant alliance with Cody Rhodes to fend off Solo Sikoa and his giant enforcer. Meanwhile, The Rock's return looms in the background, casting doubt on Roman's ability to retain control of the bloodline. The show could end with a cliffhanger, such as Solo standing tall over a fallen Roman, or The Rock confronting Roman in the middle of the ring, setting the stage for the next chapter in this gripping saga. Conclusion. The Bloodline storyline has been a masterclass in long-term storytelling, and these potential twists would only enhance its legacy. Roman Reigns seeking help from a real-life rival like Cody Rhodes, Solo Sikoa introducing a giant enforcer, and The Rock's long-awaited return would all add layers of intrigue to the narrative. As WWE SmackDown continues to evolve, the OG Bloodline's next moves will undoubtedly shape the landscape of professional wrestling for years to come.